The Earth's shape is a geoid or oblate spheroid. So if we have this Earth here, it's flattened at the poles and bulges out at the equator. So this R1 and this R2. If this is Earth, R1 is bigger than R2. So G1 would be smaller than G2. So at poles, the value of acceleration due to gravity is higher. So does G vary with depth? Yes or no? Just yes or no questions.
Yes.
Yeah. What it varies with height? Height
Yes.
of the surface of
Yes.
the Earth? Okay. Does it vary with, let's say, the shape of the planet?
Yes. Yes.
It depends on that, right? It also depends on the rotation of the planet. How fast is a planet rotating? So let's talk about that. How do you measure latitude? What is the unit of latitude?
Degrees and minutes.
Very good. So degrees, right? Now degrees, anything else you measure using degrees?
The angle.
Angles,
Angle.
yes. So latitude is in fact an angle.
But it's the angle from the center of the Earth, right?
Yes, you're right. So it is this angle, this theta is the latitude of this. And let's say if you're somewhere in Madhya Pradesh or Rajasthan or Jharkhand, these are the states where the Tropic of Cancer crosses somewhere. So this is me, okay, in India at the Tropic of Cancer. This theta here is my latitude. And the Earth is rotating. Do you know the omega of the Earth? The angular velocity of the Earth. How long does it take for Earth to complete one full circle?
24.
24 hours. So in order to calculate omega, 2 pi, which is one full circle, upon the time it takes. How much time it takes? 24 hours.
24 hours.
So this way we can calculate omega. So omega is known basically, okay? We won't be using this value right now, but you know that omega is known. Fine. Now let's look at this point and see what are the forces acting on it. So one force that is definitely acting on it is G, the pull of the Earth. This pull of the Earth, right? It's pulling it. This is the center of the Earth. So this force, let me call that as Fg. And as this is rotating, we have a centrifugal force acting on it. Centrifugal force is a pseudo force. And I am considering, so my perspective is, I am this person. So I'm in an inertial frame or a non-inertial frame?
Non-inertial.
Non-inertial. Because I'm moving, right? And I am accelerating.
With the Earth.
Repeat.
You're non-inertial with respect to the Earth.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because see, we are accelerating, are we not? With respect to the axis, you can consider, or with respect to the center of the Earth. So P is in a non-inertial frame. So non-inertial frame is when the person is accelerating actually, and here is the person accelerating. What do you think?
No.
P is indeed accelerating. Can someone explain why?
So because continuously rotating, right? So there's change in direction and everything. So
yes. So there is rotation. There is an acceleration. What kind of acceleration?
Centripetal acceleration.
Centripetal acceleration. So it is rotating, right? Now, if you're in an inertial frame, then you would have to include centripetal acceleration. But since I am in a non-inertial frame, I would include the pseudo force, which is the centrifugal force. It's the same thing. Both ways will give you the same answer. Okay. Anyway, the net effective force, the F net will be Fg minus, assume this to be mass m, minus this component of the centrifugal force. This I'll say it's Fc cos theta. See, this is point P. One force is pulling it like this, Fc cos theta, and one force is like this, Fg. So what is the net pull towards the earth? Fg minus Fc cos theta, right? The pull towards the earth, it's simply m into gm upon capital R square, which I can write as g, mg minus Fc cos theta, Fc cos theta. This is your m g because of rotation. So mg dash is equal to that. You write the magnitude of Fc. To calculate the magnitude of Fc, which circle would you have to consider? The green dotted circle, or let's say this red circle, the circle with this diameter?
The green one.
Yes. So let's do that. Centrifugal force, m omega square r, and this r is going to be the radius of the green dotted circle, cos theta. Let's write everything, mg dash, and then this r, you have to relate it now to the capital R. So we can say cos theta is equal to base by hypotenuse, which is small r, by capital R. So r cos theta, so this is what we get, mg minus m omega square capital R cos theta. This is just for this r, and then there was another cos theta there. So this is how you arrive at this equation, that g dash is equal to g minus omega square r cos square theta, where theta is the latitude and omega is the angular velocity.